All right, before we do our new Bible story today, we're going to review our story from yesterday about baby Moses. This is called Moses and the Bulrushes. So the bulrushes are the plants that were growing in the river. So there's baby Moses. Kind of looks like the picture we drew yesterday, doesn't it? Once there was a girl called Miriam who lived in Egypt. Her family were Hebrew slaves. There were many Hebrew slaves in Egypt working for the king. Remember, the king is called the Pharaoh. One day, the Pharaoh gave an order. There are enough Hebrews in Egypt. There must be no more baby boys. The king sent the soldiers to all the Hebrew villages. If they found any baby boys, they were supposed to kill them. Miriam's mother had a baby boy. "What are we going to do?" Miriam cried. Miriam's mother hid the baby in the house, and Miriam watched over him. "Shh, little brother, be good for mother." But when the baby was 3 months old, he was too big and too noisy to keep hidden in the house any longer. So Miriam's mother found a basket and painted it so that it would not leak. Then she wrapped the baby in a blanket and she put him in the basket. When no one was looking, Miriam and her mother carried the basket down to the river and hid it among the bulrushes. Miriam's mother hurried back to the house, leaving Miriam to watch the baby. All day, Miriam hid nearby to make sure the baby was safe. "Shh, little brother, be good for mother." Then, from her hiding place, Miriam could see people coming. The king's daughter was walking on the riverbank with her servants. She saw something floating in the bulrushes. Look, there's her hand pointing. "Fetch that for me to see," she told her servant. "Go get that." The servant brought the little basket to the king's daughter, and it floated just like a little boat. The king's daughter looked inside the basket and was amazed. "It's a baby boy," she smiled. The king's daughter lifted the baby from the basket, and the baby began to cry. And there's Miriam. She's still peeking, right? "He must be a Hebrew baby," said the king's daughter. "Poor little thing, are you very hungry? Look, wah!" Just then, Miriam jumped out of her hiding place. "Shall I fetch someone to feed the baby and look after him for you?" she asked. "Yes, that's a good idea," said the king's daughter. Miriam ran to find her mother, and together they hurried down to the river. "I will pay you money to feed this baby and look after him for me," the king's daughter said, and she handed the baby to his mother. She doesn't know, though, that that's his mother, right? Miriam and her mother were very happy. They took the baby back home and cared for him until he was old enough to go live in the palace. The king's daughter was delighted. "I will take care of him like a son," she smiled. "I will call him Moses." And that's his name. The next story we're going to read is about when Moses is actually an adult. So there's the story of baby Moses.